Welcome to Embracing the Bold Radio Hour, where we explore the vibrant arts, entertainment, and design scene right here at Valencia College. Join us as we chat with students, faculty, and artists about their journeys, inspirations, and professional experiences. Each episode unveils the creative pulse of our campus, offering insights into the world of artistry and education. Let's delve into the heart of creativity together right here on Embracing the Bold. We're so glad you joined us today, and I'm your host, Rebecca Lane. Hi, folks, and we are so glad you're here. Today, we are talking to the cast and crew of She Kills Monsters, the most recent production of Valencia College Theater. But before we get into that, I want to remind you that we have a robust season that is happening, and we have a lot of things that are on the docket right now. So first of all, we have, among other developments, Florida Wildlife Photographs by Stephen Sobel, Valencia College's own photographer, documentarian photographer here at Valencia College. That closes on February 28th, so you just have a couple more days to see it. Please go out and see those photographs. They're just incredible. She Kills Monsters, what we're talking about today. This closes on February 24th. February 24th is our last show. That's a Saturday. And then next week, we have Spring Arts Week, and we have the Master Musician Series, and we have the film celebration, our 29th annual film celebration. So when we're looking at the Master Musician Series, on February 26th, we have the a cappella group Helena. On February 27th, we have Des Colnes Arte Teatro's production of Casos y Casos Generos. On February 28th, we have Clarice and Sergio Assad with a reception following that with some really fantastic free food. I recommend you come and join us. On February 29th, that's a Thursday, we have Callum Graham, a guitarist. And on March 2nd is the 29th Annual Film Festival. So the Master Musician Series, those events are all happening on the East Campus Performing Arts Center. All of those events start at 7:30 p.m. They are all completely free. On March 2nd, the film celebration is not free, but it's a nominal price. And all of those events happen in our screening theater on the East Campus in the School of Arts and Entertainment building. If you come in that main entrance, you're going to turn to the left and go to that last building along that line. And then we have Spring Arts Week, which consists of a number of events and panels and workshops, and it also includes an outdoor festival, arts festival, on every single Valencia College campus. The purpose of this festival is for us to see art everywhere. Every outdoor festival will have a DJ. We will have food. We will have tables of community arts organizations to talk about their seasons, give student opportunities, volunteer opportunities, job opportunities, and talk about what it means to be in the arts and professional right here in Central Florida. I think that's it. So we have, this is a really big time here at Valencia College for the arts. And so please come out and join us. We've got some amazing things, and so many of these things are free. So that is the celebration of the season for what's coming up. And now I'd like to turn the conversation to this incredible cast. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you we're going to go around the circle. And I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, say your name, and say your role within the show. And I have 11, 12. I have 12 people in the studio today. So we have a ton of voices. This is going to take a second, but they're going to say their name and their role in the show. And we're going to go as quickly as we can. You ready?
Hi, I'm Alexis Delgado, and I worked in the scene shop, pretty much meaning on the props and the puppets that were used. So, hey.
Hi, my name is Carla Echegaray, and I'm casted as Evil Tina.
Hello, my name is Daphne Cardeña, and I play Farah, the ballerina fairy.
Hello, my name is Michael Sullivan, and I played Chuck in She Kills Monsters.
Hello, my name is Liarcy Rivera, and I play Agnes Evans in She Kills Monsters.
Hi, my name is Jonah Cottrell, and I'm happy to play Steve in She Kills Monsters. Hi, my name is Nayara Bean, and I play Tilly Evans in She Kill Monsters.
Hi, my name is Taina Lopez. I'm in the tech crew and one of the Green Gillies.
Hi, my name is Jillian Beatty. I also worked at the Scene Shop and creating all the amazing props and scenery that you see in She Kills Monsters.
Hello, my name is Nell Warman, and I worked on as co-puppet head along with Mars for She Kills Monsters.
Wow, this is amazing.
And hi, I'm Bill Warner. I'm the director, fight director, puppet coordinator, or puppet director. I can't exactly call myself a puppet director, can I?
I mean, did you direct the puppetry?
Oh crap, I'm apparently a puppet director now too. So yeah, I did all that. And hi, I'm Bill.
That's amazing. Okay, so first off, can you guys tell me what is this play about?
This play is about a girl named Agnes going through her sister's homebrew D&D module, learning how to handle grief and use escapism as both a coping mechanism and learn how it can be unhealthy. And it's about Dungeons and Dragons, and it's a really cool and fun show. It's about grief coming out, many important topics.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. Yeah, She Kills Monsters, it's an amazing show because it has a lot of fights and a lot of puppets, but it will make you laugh, but it also make you cry. So it's the perfect balance, and it's also, we did it in the black box. I think it's very nice to be so close to the people that we are performing for, and the performance is a nice energy balance. And yeah, She Kills Monsters is just like, for me, the perfect play. As being someone that's queer, I think it really, I cry every time I watch it. And even though I'm in the cast, I cry because it really makes you think like how to be nice to everyone regardless of how weird you think they are.
And so I think that's a great question. So what are you guys loving about this show right now?
Can I go? Okay. So, for me personally, She Kills Monsters is my favorite play to like ever be in existence, because there are funny moments and you have a lot of laughs like watching it and being in it, but it also it delves into very many serious topics, especially like it's set in the 90s, and these were incredibly hard times for people who were like in the closet or people that were a part of the LGBT community. So it delves into topics like that, and it hits you so hard, because I think our director especially, he did such an amazing job at really hitting in the heart with certain things, like the sad, like holding hand, like everybody crying on stage, like it hits so hard, and that's like my personal favorite part of it.
For me, I was a total newbie in D&D. I never played it, never heard of it. I'm an international student, so I was completely lost. But like this play has their own way to get to your heart, because it's not only about, it's about this game that is awesome, and well, thanks for this amazing cast. I now know that is what is D&D, but it also deals with a lot of topics that are important to talk about, and I feel like this play portrays not only an adult version of those topics, but also like as a teenagers and high schoolers, how you can feel and how can you find a place where you are accepted, because Tilly and their friends, they find acceptance in this amazing game, and now Agnes, her sister, is able to go into that, even though she's not here anymore. Like you were able to go into that and learn all of those amazing things about your sister, that it was classified as a weird girl. So I think it's amazing how this play shows how incredible is each people in their own selves.
That's great. So I want to summarize what I've heard so far. So it sounds like the plot is about our main character, Agnes, right? And so Agnes is going through her sister's room. What we find out pretty quickly on in the play is that what's happened to Agnes?
Agnes is cleaning her sister's room 2 years after the death of her sister and parents.
Okay, so Agnes is dealing with a ton of grief, right?
Yes.
And what do we learn about Agnes's relationship with her sister?
We learned that Agnes and Tilly were not close. They had a 6-year age difference, and Agnes, being very average and into mainstream and pop culture, was not into the same things as her sister was. Therefore, just figured it's a phase. Eventually, we'll talk and, get along when she gets out of it.
Right, but her sister never did because for whatever reason, right? Okay, so yes, did we want to, yeah?
Go.
Agnes really didn't have a chance to get to know her sister and stuff like that because they have really different interests, and I feel like they really, because there was a disconnect of that level and also the age difference, Agnes didn't really get to take the time to get to learn Tilly in the way that she could have, and so she missed the opportunity, and that's why she's looking back and reflecting on it.
All right. And so when she's going through her sister's stuff, she discovers her what did she discover?
She discovers a homebrew D&D module that Tilly herself created.
Okay, so Tilly, her sister, had written this D&D module that was very personal. And so what does Agnes decide to do?
Play it.
She decides to go in and play it. She decides to take the risk and play it and learn about her sister because she realizes that that's something that was important to her.
Okay. So is Agnes excited about playing through a D&D game?
Well, that's where I come in. So,
and tell us your name again and the character.
My name is Michael, and I play Chuck. And my character works in a comic book store. He works at a comic book store, and he is a huge D&D nerd. Whenever Agnes and I meet, we definitely meet in a less than flattering way, with me just dancing and singing to "Loser" by Beck. But when she comes to me asking about Dungeons and Dragons, I start to get really, really excited. But my character does not realize that Agnes is related to Tilly, and so she has to ask me for help in going through this adventure.
Okay, and so did you know Tilly? Did your character Chuck know Tilly?
Yes.
How did you know Tilly?
Well, we mentioned that every D&D player in Athens has been on a campaign with her, so everyone who knew her had a very, very tight relationship, and we all viewed her as awesome.
Nice. Okay, so Agnes is brought into this world where there's a lot of folks who really loved her sister. And then she gets to know her through the people who loved her, as well as the game that she wrote. All right. Okay, that's really cool. So is this like a straightforward drama of Agnes getting to know her sister?
This is it is a comedy. There are serious beats in it, and it can go through serious topics, but it does heavily go with comedy.
It's heavily comedic.
Yes.
So what's funny about it?
Well, for starters, when Agnes goes into the world, Tilly tells her that it's a D&D adventure and not therapy. And Agnes is really trying to find about her sister, but Tilly's like, no, this is my world. I want you to just enjoy it and have fun.
Okay. So part of the goal is for Agnes to have fun. And so the other characters are having fun too.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else is comedic about it?
I guess also something that is important to point out is that because Chuck is the DM, of course, when Agnes is talking to Tilly, she's actually talking to Chuck. Therefore, Chuck controlling all of the characters in this game has a little funny moment where Agnes says pause, they come out of the game, and she just asking, why did my sister write this? And Chuck is just like, well, I might be improving a little bit, but this is what your sister wrote. So that just adds on a lot of comedic elements to it too.
And I think the best part about it is just with the world, Tilly puts her own little take on every character and her own I would say like her own like way of like how she viewed these people in her life and how they were important to her. So.
Another comedic effect that we have is the puppets. Those are extremely extravagant puppets that all of us have the first time making them, and they're very beautiful and animated. The actors do amazing, and then we also have the ghillies who come in randomly, pushing a desk or moving props around, and it's kind of like an NPC kind of thing. So they'll come in, they'll take the dead bodies out of the scene, and a lot of the audience really likes the ghillies.
Okay, so you're talking about the ghillies. What are the ghillies? Are they in the script?
So they're like army suits. So it's like a bush, basically. You know how like people make jokes like, "Oh, I was a bush in the play." That's what it is.
But these are bushes that are doing things?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this is Bill Warner, director. This is director's note. Yes, these are actual ghillie suits, which are a form of camouflage. But basically, they're the shrubs. And they come in and they come out. Now, what I did not know until a cast member pointed it out to me is this is a throwback to my childhood from one of the animated parts of Bedknobs and Broomsticks, where someone would get knocked out and there were two vultures that would come on with a stretcher, put the body on the stretcher, and then leave with the stretcher. Now, this is one of those points of inspiration as an artist that you don't actually realize until someone goes, "Oh, it's like that." And in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But that's what it is. But they're also an integral part of this show. One of the things about the flow of the show is body removal. I didn't want blackouts. We just had to shift from one scene to the next to the next. We've got to get props off. We've got to get, dead bugbears off. And that seemed to me the easiest way. And they all actually have their own personalities, which has been really great to watch. Yeah, it's been really fun. Yes, hold on a second. Our co-puppet coordinator has something to say.
I was going to say some of the comedy also comes from the amount of work we put into the puppets and how quickly they die, because it is supposed to be a starter D&D adventure. So Agnes is here going, "What is this? What are these things doing?" And then she kills something that looks the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life in 2 seconds. There's a scene where she is towards the end of her adventure and we're about to meet the big bad, and she thinks that this almost like incredible sculpted beholder that our technical head Fred made, it is one of the most beautiful puppets in the entire show. And she turns around, stabs it in the eye, it deflates and gets dragged off the stage. So that is some of where the comedy comes from as well.
Awesome. So we're talking a lot about monsters. So this will be exciting for anybody who is familiar with D&D. So what classic D&D monsters do we get to meet over the course of this show?
Go, Darcy, go.
So we get to see multiple different types of monsters. We get to see very small kobolds to very large mystery inserted here. So you have to come see the show in order to see the ultimate big bad. We have the beholders, we have the goblins, we have the bugbears, but there's something amazing that you only can see once you come into the show.
All right, we're keeping secrets. So, and how are these monsters represented? Are they plain actors, or what is it?
It's a combination of played actors. I think they can describe some of their specifically actor monsters more, but we have a combination of masked puppets as well as I think they're called bunraku puppets, Japanese style puppetry, and then we have our beholder, which flies down from the ceiling, and then we have our last puppet, which is just a fully mechanical style puppet and is just truly incredible. Articulated head puppets. Thank you.
All right. And so who designed the puppets and who built them?
We had a designer, Lisa, who gave us sort of just the baseline and showed us like all of the monsters, put together everything, gave us all of our patterns, and then we sort of built off of those. And our incredible puppet team, which some of them are here today, were able to, in like a month and a week, put together some of the most incredible puppets I've ever seen in my life, especially in live theater.
And when talking about like putting together puppets, I mean, we had a team of probably over 30 scene shop workers working on these puppets, and we would have one table strictly for to be determined and the mystery inserted here, as well as 3 other tables that had the goblins, had bugbears, we had masks being painted outside, we had foam in every single place you could think of in the shop. We learned so many different techniques and amazing techniques and building repertoires that we learned in this amazing thing.
Hi, one of the people in the scene shop that was working on the puppets. It definitely was an experience. So me not even touching a puppet ever before, like I'm thinking, oh, we're just working with socks, maybe drawing eyes. Exact opposite. It was deep. Like, so coming in the field with not really anything, like I'd paint and stuff, but like it was really crazy. Like they'd be like, okay, we have this little sculpture. We need to make this now 5 times the size. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, it was really deep.
So
or 10 times the size.
What are these puppets made out of?
So there's a lot to it. You can probably go a little bit more into it, but it was like a lot of different mechanics and foam that we had to cut out with, what was it, a turkey cutter?
Yep, turkey knife.
A turkey knife?
Yes. We have upholstery foam. I forget what it's called, but it's the cosplay foam that you're able to mold. PVA foam, thank you. And then we also had just acrylic paint, airbrushing, and then a lot of mechanics went into it as well. So a lot of woodwork, wiring, PVC, lots of PVC, some military backpacks for one of our backpack puppets. It was a lot. This show actually has, I think, 24 puppets, and this is the first time that we've ever had a puppetry workshop. So we had a lot of new material that we had never worked with before.
Wow. So what did you guys learn about puppetry? Everything.
You really have like so much. I worked on some of like the face masks. I never airbrushed painted in my life, and it was the most messiest experience that I ever had. I had like paint everywhere, and it was crazy because I never had like experience with puppets before. So cutting everything out and gluing, we did a lot of contact cement too, and that gets messy quick. It was just really fun. I would do it again.
So you would work on a show where you had to build puppets again?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's incredible because I was playing a character in the play, but I was also in the shop with the tech group making the puppets. I was part of the puppet team, and I remember building the dragon heads. It was so amazing how we get like, I remember tracing them in the board. Like I was the one who traced them and cut them, and then like in the end of the show, these amazing heads were there, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I like got the luckiness to learn how to also use them, to be our director, and so it's a whole process, and it's amazing how you can like learn how to do them and also how to use them for the show. So it's an incredible work here, yeah.
Hey, so we've been talking about building. Oh yeah.
Sorry. So I did not get to build the puppets, but I still love like fighting in them. I get to play Bugbear, and I got to learn with the Bugbears that you need to not just act and animate like with your eyes, you need to move your entire body. So it's a lot of like, there's a moment where, they're saying like, which is really sweet, bugbears are never appreciated, and then we all have to like cover our faces and like, oh, stop it, and like that kind of animation thing, and it's just really cool to learn how to animate a puppet like with your body and not like just your facial reactions.
Yeah, so a lot of what I was seeing is that you've got a lot of puppetry, but then you also have a lot of mask work. And so those bugbears are probably more like masks than they are puppets, right?
Yeah.
Nice. But did our scene shop also build the masks?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
That's amazing. And so one of the things that happens with mask work is that it really reduces the amount of facial expression that an actor can share, right? So like if an actor is used to like smiling and raising their eyebrows and like making facial expressions, it actually takes all of the tools away. And the tool that they are left with is their body, like their shoulders and their spine and their hips and their hands and their elbows and their feet and all of that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we got some mask work in. So what was interesting, because you shifted, you transitioned for me. Thank you. Thanks, Jonah. So we are transitioning into, so we built these puppets. What was it like to learn how to manipulate them?
Nice. So Bill helped a lot because all of us, I think most of the actors had never worked with puppets before, so he definitely taught us how to breathe with the puppets because that's a good way, like that's the way to make them feel alive. So with the mystery insert puppet, we all had to learn how to breathe, and we're still learning each night. He says that we slowly are getting better, so it's very nice, but we are learning how to bring these puppets to life. And the ones that are masked, you learn how to look with your whole head instead of your eyeballs like we're used to. And the ones that are like the backpack puppets, you learn how to twist your whole torso to make them look somewhere. So it was definitely a learning process, but we had a really good teacher that helped us get there. But of course, we're still learning each night to be even better puppeteers.
And that's awesome. So you say you're learning. How long did you get to work on this show?
It was like almost like 2 months, I guess. Yeah, since the beginning of January. And for me, I was playing a goblin, and I have to get that goblin attached to my body. And at first, for walking like with that, I was like, I don't know how to walk, I don't know how to act, and I have to fall with that goblin attached to my body. And I was like, I'm gonna die. But like, it was amazing in the end. Like Bill taught me how to manage that.
Director's note: the cast and crew of She Kills Monsters put this monster together in 36 days. Our first actual rehearsal, we did have a read-through a little bit before, but our first actual rehearsal was on January 10th. We opened on February the 16th.
Yeah, wow.
So what they said was 2 months was a month and 6 days. I am incredibly proud of everybody on this production.
Well, that's amazing. Okay, so when we're talking about like learning to act with your masks on and learning how to manipulate puppets, like these are skills that people will take a lifetime developing. Like if you've pursued, if you've ever gone to see Cirque du Soleil, they have a certain style of clowning. They're usually people who have trained in Lecoq style clowning. And that's like a 2-year program where you immerse yourself in that work. And part of that work is mask training. So you guys attempted what people spend 2 to 3 immersive years of their life getting a handle on. You attempted this in 36 days. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. And it sounds like you walked away with some new tools and some new information.
Very much so. So even when, as someone who's never actually watched the entire play, I've only ever seen the backstage, the creation of this amazing play. This entire story was brought to life to me just by the backstage. There is many elements that we have created for this play to bring to light many different elements that we were talking about in the very beginning with the story. So there's a lot of story that is being told with all the puppets that you can see in each characteristics, because even though we only had 35 or 36 days to create all of these, we sometimes didn't even start until a week to 2 weeks before show. We were creating things still 2 days prior and painting them and saying, okay, this is where it's going to happen, and it has made an amazing point in each and every part of this play.
It was also great to see because we also started about the same time with puppets as the actors started with their rehearsals, which means they didn't have the puppets for a lot of their rehearsal.
Okay.
So it was also part of them bringing these characters to life and learning how to use these puppets in such a short period of time. And we also had a short period of time to make sure that they were comfortable using it, because when you make a puppet in a shop, it's not going to necessarily fit somebody's face correctly. So some of the actors didn't even get these elements until like a week or so before.
Mm-hmm.
And the ways that I've seen everybody work with their puppets has been incredible, bringing them to life. The bugbears, the way that they twist their head, you can tell that they're like leaning their ears in to listen. And as somebody who's enjoyed puppetry for a very long time, it's incredible to see things that you usually look at, like Fraggle Rock. Some of those puppets are worked, the full body puppets are worked by mimes, people who have done this their whole life. And these people who have had a puppet for maybe 5 minutes are working with them in similar ways. And it's been truly incredible to watch the cast like bring to life the stuff that we've worked on, because it's just amazing.
They're also using swords this whole time, by the way. So it's like, it's not just the mask. They have, I don't know who's used a sword before, but like adding all these new elements, like you have the mask, you have your costume, getting the sword involved and fighting, and the way that they do is like amazing. And I'm sure they've only, a month started using it. They look so nice. Cause I see, like, I have to stand in a specific place because being a ghillie, but like, I see it like in the corner, like watching, waiting for my cues, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, they're doing so good, and it doesn't look like it's only been a month that they've been doing this. Yeah. It looks like they've been doing it for years.
That's great. So wait, you just mentioned something really exciting. So we've talked about masks, and we've talked about puppets, and we've talked about this very touching and yet comedic storyline. But nobody's talked about the fights yet. So does this show have fights?
A lot.
Many fights. Many fights.
A lot.
Since I play Agnes, I am in most of the fights. And we had to learn stage combat in a very short period of time. And I had no previous training or experience in this. However, it was a very incredible experience to have. It was a lot of training. A lot of us had sore arms and sore legs from learning how to properly position ourselves or parry. But I believe the result is beautiful. Like, I'm hoping to go further into this in the future, continuing stage combat. Because it has been an absolutely incredible element of the show. I've heard people afterwards of the show compliment the sword fighting.
Nice.
It is a very heavy element.
So what are the basic, like when you're learning about stage combat, like what are the basic things that are the most important?
I think I should probably speak. All right, get in here.
So our director would like to contribute.
Hi, also fight director. I'm sorry I didn't jump in on this, but our fight captain is trying to find this studio presently. Sam, we love him. So the most important thing to start off with is safety, distance. It's the only thing that keeps it safe. And to be able to read your partner as well.
Now, are you playing with real swords?
So, they're steel. We use steel. Aluminum is very expensive, but steel is the safest material that there is. Just from durability, it's meant to be whacked. Aluminum does have a high tensile strength, not necessarily a strong impact strength.
Got it.
Wood, when wood breaks, it shatters. And that means you have, flying splinters and stuff like that. So there's a reason why wood swords are called wasters, because they're going to break. And you can't have a broken piece of material flying towards the audience. That would be bad. And did happen once up in Washington, D.C., and that's something that should never happen again. So we do use steel because, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's dangerous. But so is wood. and it's durable.
Nice. Okay, so when you're fighting with steel swords.
Yes.
Unsharpened steel swords?
Yeah, because sharpened swords to fight with are deadly.
All right, so unsharpened steel swords.
But there are also certain parameters which you measure the edge with.
Okay.
You don't want to go down besides a certain level. I will measure it with a caliper when I get a sword to make sure that it fits that. It's a bashing implement that looks like a sword was the best way to describe it.
Okay.
Because an edge is just, brought down to a point. A stage combat edge, you don't want that deep because one, you're going to have to fix it because it folds over itself.
Mm.
And so when you have this nice rounded thing, it looks great, it sounds fantastic, and that's what you want.
Ah, the looks and the sound.
Yes.
So when you're learning this, I think you said distance. So distance is one of the most important things?
Distance is the most important thing.
Okay, so you want to be really close so you can get your partner.
Oh, you said that because you know me.
No, there's a certain also distance. You extend your arm, lean forward. You want to be about 6 to 8 inches away from your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, distance also equals drama. If you are too close and you are fighting, then it becomes uninteresting because you can't actually see what's happening. And then if someone were to step into distance to do a technique, then that becomes more exciting. Fighting too close, too soon is boring.
Okay.
Also taking a look at the historical manuals, Capaferro, Agrippa, they're actually leaning back when they extend their arms.
Okay.
To keep, your face and your heart away from the long pointy thing that just wants to go in and kill you. So it's a matter of that. I've been working with the historical manuals since probably 1992.
Nice. Okay. So so how many of you had to learn stage combat for this show?
All of us.
All of us.
All but
the
two.
entire cast except for 2.
No way.
Yes.
Well, actually, technically, even everyone learned because before we started doing the stage combat choreography, we had like little workshops, like we had just fighting days where even if we didn't have actual fight choreo, Bill just gave us all wood swords and we all learned the basics for like 3 different rehearsals. So we all technically learned how to fight, but also I wanted to add there's not only swords, we also have hatchets and whips and a spear. So there's many other type of and a mace. So there's a lot of weapons. Yeah.
And what I remember, like when we first used the wood swords, Bill had said wax on, wax off, like the reference from Karate Kid. So that's what we had to do as well.
It was sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. I just wanted to say that there were so many people who had to learn stage combat for the first time, including myself, and it was insane to me because I have done this show previously. I did it in my high school years, but I also played Steve, and all I did was fall and die. I never learned as an ensemble member or a monster or a puppet how to fight. So this was my first experience, and it wasn't we've been saying that if we learned it all in 36 days. It didn't feel exhausting or anything because we had such a close cast that we never wanted to stop.
And especially for some of you, you worked as not only with stage combat as people, but a few of you, especially you, Steve, were working with stage combat as puppets as well. So they had to not only act through the puppet, but fight through the puppet and maybe even do a whip crack with a giant backpack on their back. So
it was really interesting because 2 of the cast members are more of a dancers, so Bill will always say you are doing something that is done in dance, not in stage fighting. So it was also learning and also try to forget about those stuff while you are on stage. But it was really worth it, and for me after this show that it was the first time that I experienced something like stage combat. I will definitely want to keep pursuing that. It's an amazing skill that is so worth and so cool to have.
Awesome. So I do want to ask you guys, so we've talked a lot about the show, but I'd love to learn a little bit more about your experience in theater before you came to Valencia. Like what did you, and really quick, so like the Reader's Digest version of like, what was your theater experience before Valencia College?
Should we go around like the circle?
I would go again, the same circle again.
You this way. So, before Valencia College, I was actually the puppetry head at my school. One of my first shows was James and the Giant Peach.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Freedom High School with, I don't know if you know Sarah Probst. She went to a school for puppetry in Hawaii, and so having somebody who was a, like, puppet person was very fun for me, because I grew up watching, like, Fraggle Rock and Labyrinth and all of those, and so immediately I was like, oh, we're doing puppets, let's do puppets. And then we even did She Kills Monsters as my junior year show, so that was my experience. Lots of puppets.
Lots of puppets, that's amazing. I didn't know we had any high school programs that did puppets here. So Freedom High School.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm probably an oddball. I actually worked at Disney prior to coming to school, as well as did a lot of community theater and church theater as well. So I have been an actress, I have been a tech, I have been a costumer, I have been paid, I have been unpaid, I have been voluntary, the whole 9 yards. It has been my entire dream to be in this industry, and I love every single moment of it.
So you came to Valencia from the professional Disney World?
Yes.
And then you've joined us here?
Yes.
That's amazing. Welcome.
Thank you.
I have like only high school experience, even if you can count that, because I only have like one play. But I always liked theater. Like I took the classes. I think I was a thespian. I had like the points, whatever I had to call it.
Uh-huh.
But I always like, even in elementary, like I think I did like a play in like, well, was in an academy, so like maybe 6th grade. I was in a play where it was like The Little Mermaid, and I was like a tech. Same thing as I'm not a ghillie, but I was like helping her move her tentacles. I was always like interested in stuff like that. So I'm glad that I'm doing it professionally, if you can say that now.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
So I started theater actually my senior year of high school. I was really always interested in it, so I finally, auditioned for a show and did that there. And I did a play, and then I did a musical, and then I came to Valencia, and I did a stage reading, The Artist and the Scientist. And then this is technically like my third production I've ever done. So yeah.
Your third production ever?
Yes.
That's so cool.
I have been a theater kid since birth. I have been doing theater basically my entire life, but I will say that in all of my years in theater, I have never been with a cast that is as understanding and accepting as this one. Because being a gender fluid performer with post-traumatic stress disorder, sometimes it feels as if the world is like shut out to me with certain auditions and certain casting opportunities. But this one, especially with our beloved director, Bill,
yeah.
They are just so understanding, and I can pull the stereotype and say this is his family.
Yeah.
As another theater baby, I too grew up doing theater. I first did Cinderella when I was 8, but over time I started doing more ensemble things such as dance and so on, and then I took a long few years break where I was doing mostly costumes and tech. And then my first ever big role in high school theater was Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream, and that renewed my love and fire for theater, so then I kept on pursuing, and now I'm majoring in it for college now.
Amazing. Oh, and can you guys say your name when you start talking?
Oh.
Yeah.
So in the order this way.
This way, you're on radio.
Oh, left, right.
I'm Nell. I'm the one who did puppets and puppeteering.
I'm Jillian. I was the one that worked at Disney.
I'm Tane. I'm the one who did the Gibbies and helped with puppets.
I'm Naira, and this is my third production.
I'm Jonah. I played Steve. I was the one that said I've been a theater kid since birth.
I'm Liarcy. I play Agnes, and I am the one who also was a theater baby.
So, my name's Michael, and I actually, same with Naira, I have only started doing this stuff my senior year of high school as well. I never did theater when I was younger. I only got into it over the course of the pandemic because in my free time I would do nothing but watch movies. And I started seeing movies as less of just entertainment, and I really did see it for the art form that it was. And so I did take a theater class in high school, and it really started to give me the passion for that because I really, really enjoyed it for the time that I had with every single aspect of it. And then I also auditioned for my first ever show there. I was an ensemble in the show Kiss Me Kate. And then I went on for senior year and I started getting roles, and now I'm here at Valencia doing the shows continuously now, and I don't plan on stopping.
Hi, my name is Daphne and I played Farah. I started theater when I was in 5th grade before Valencia, but I would say I got good until freshman year of high school, finally. And yeah, I just been doing lots of community theater, and every year I did the shows at my school, which was Boone High School, and I just really love theater, and that's what I'm also majoring in, musical theater, yippee.
I'm also a theater kid since I was in middle school, but actually I didn't have much place to do because I live in another country and I didn't have the support of my parents because they didn't like theater as a career. But that didn't stop me, and I've been doing plays since I decided this is gonna be my passion. And I played Dorothy, I have played Amuse in Hercules, and now I'm here at Valencia playing and auditioning for every play that I can. And I'm Carla, by the way.
Hi, I'm Alexa, and I was one of the people working with the puppets in the scene shop. So I'm definitely one of the odd men out because I wasn't really a big theater kid. Like in elementary school, I definitely ate it up a little bit, but then I just pretty much stopped. So I'm just used to being able to cheat things, edit things out. So this whole process is very new to me, but honestly, I love it, and I love the people I'm around, and it's just been really cool learning. Yeah, go Valencia!
Hello, my name is Samuel Weatherby. I played Orcus in She Kills Monsters, and I was also one of the co-fight captains for the show, and it was a really fun experience.
By the way, for those of you listening, again, this is Bill Warner, director and fight director. Fight director notes, Sam Weatherby is a certified actor combatant with the Society of American Fight Directors. And has been an integral part of this.
That's fantastic. So it sounds like we've got a huge range of experience in this show. So for anybody, is this your first show? So this isn't anybody's first show. Okay. But it is anybody's second show? We've got one person, it's their second show. We've got one person, it's their second show, a third show. All right, so, and how many of you, and we've got some people who just grew up in theater and hard to know which number show it is because you've just been doing it, right? Cool, so what's it like working with this diversity of experience? Is that a good thing?
Well, I can say as someone that has done, I don't know how to count them anymore, the shows I've done. I think that diversity makes you realize and appreciate the different directors you get to work with, because you have some that you're like, whoa, I never want to do that again, and then some that you're like, can these never end? So I think having the diversity makes you appreciate a lot and to know your worth and know, whoa, I shouldn't put up with this because in my other production, I never had to. And you just really learn your worth as an actor and how good something can be. And I feel like if you have only done fewer shows and you have a bad director, you don't actually know how bad it is because you don't have any other experience to compare it to. So it definitely helps to be diverse and work with many other people and just get to know everyone as much as you can.
So having a diversity of experience helps you know the value of what you're in at the moment.
Yes.
What's it like working side by side with people who've had more experience and less experience?
I will say, as somebody who was working as the head of puppets and who had the ability in high school to work with puppets, almost everybody. This is a new. Fred has implemented a puppetry workshop, and this is one of the first colleges to have a puppetry workshop. It's one of the first times I've had a puppetry workshop, even working on it in high school, and so a majority of the people I worked with have never worked with a puppet before in their life, have never looked at a puppet before in their life. So it allows for me to learn as a head how to teach people, because that was something I never had to do before, being the only person in my high school who had ever worked with puppets. but I think it also helped to have like new perspectives and somebody asking a question going, hey, shouldn't this thing just like work like this? And I'm like, yeah, we should just, yeah, thank you. And I think it also helps, oh my gosh, as like a puppeteer, it helps to have experience to be working with these actors, because there were moments where like, oh, this puppet isn't working the way that we want it to. And as a puppeteer who has been strapped directly to a set and had to walk around puppeteering something in high heels and a dress that I did not want to wear, I was very happy to like work with people who needed something like a little bit closer to their eyes so that they could see a little bit better to swing a sword around, or work with something that was too heavy, or work with something that just wasn't comfortable for them. So I think that helps a lot.
That's awesome. Anything else? So the question was, what's it like working beside people with more and less experience?
You definitely have a lot to learn from when it comes from like other people, because you're just stepping into a new world in my case. And so when you're with other people who have definitely developed more skills, like with Sam here, we get to learn more about stage combat with this, and it's definitely something that we're learning for someone who's pretty much an expert to us. And we start to build camaraderie with that sense. So it's very exciting to learn from other people who we can kind of see as veterans compared to us who are just like new recruits in this. So it's all a lot of fun.
Continuing what you were saying, it is very cool to see how many people will have strengths and weaknesses in many different aspects. So knowing and walking into something, my biggest kind of like tip and trick, if you will, for the trade, walk in knowing you will know nothing, because you will always learn something new. You can grow to be 99 years old and you will still be constantly learning. So always walk in knowing that you do not know nothing, but you can always learn something.
I feel like having like worked with this range of experience has made us like a family, actually. Because I feel like we hold hands with each other and like walk with each other to this amazing path and created this amazing play. So I think I have learned something from each one of you, and I hope you have learned something about me too. Maybe just smiling, but like whatever. But I think it's very important that we had that connection, and I feel like that's why we became a family.
I think no matter the experience, it's beneficial for everybody to be in a show where everybody has different variety of how long they've been doing this. Because as a person who's done it their entire life, I still get scared in auditions. And I remember like both days of auditions, everybody was scared because that's like normal, and we just all comforted each other. And we were like, no matter what happens, like we're gonna be here for each other. And it stayed that way throughout the rehearsal process, throughout the shows.
Jonah, I love this. You've given me a transition.
You're welcome.
Okay, so because we're starting to run out of time, but I do want to get some advice. So what advice do you guys have for people who are in high school considering Valencia for college? What advice do you have for people who are looking at this next audition? The next audition is Merrily We Roll Along. So what advice do you have for people who might be curious or interested in auditioning for the next show? So 2 questions: high school considering Valencia College for theater, and the second question is already here considering auditioning for a show here.
I can answer the one of high school considering Valencia. I love Valencia, and I say that as a current UCF student. I like the community that you get at Valencia. It's like you don't get it anywhere else. Everyone here is so nice, laid back. So if you're in high school and you're considering Valencia, I know there's some stigma about it, be like, oh, it's community college, but no, it's like the best community college. It's amazing. The dance program, the theater program, the film program, like everything is really advanced here. And the best part is that because there's not many that many students, you really get close with each professor and director. So that's my answer for Valencia. It's an epic place, and please come here. It's amazing.
Also, for people interested in Valencia as high school students, as somebody who toured a lot of colleges, including SCAD, for an interest in theater, this is one of the colleges I've seen do some of the most diverse range of things that from any college, and have the most willingness to support their tech department and the the like creativity coming out of it. We did last semester a haunted house, and we had people from Universal and Disney contacting our tech theater department about working for their parks, because we worked with I forget what it's called, but like automations in that. We have worked now with puppets and fighting choreography, which is something that's going to happen in the parks. So if you're interested in a parks job, this is one of the best schools to go to.
I say that as both a high school student to Valencia and college in Valencia, I was originally applying for different schools like NYU or UCLA, a bunch of different schools, and I chose Valencia because I had friends who had gone and talked about the theater department, and going myself, it is the best experience that I've ever had. The theater experience I've had here blows so many other experiences out of the water. And I have to say that not only is the community great and the opportunities are great, but just the experience that you will get is completely worth it. And I think if you're going to go into it, it can be scary, but it is definitely worth your time, and I'd say definitely worth the experience.
Whether you are a high school kid looking to join Valencia for theater, whether you are already in Valencia and you're looking at auditioning for a show or joining the theater program, musical theater program, whatever it may be, just do it. Not to quote Nike, just do it, because you don't know it's your cup of tea until you try it. Something, Phil. But you're gonna keep overthinking and making yourself scared if you don't just dip your foot into the water and try to audition for something. Fail spectacular.
And going off of the auditioning question, if you can, any resource you have to just read the play or get a synopsis off Google, look it over, see what characters might fit you, and if none of them really stand out to you, just make a bold decision about something. The worst thing you can do is go in there and just do nothing, not make any choices. Kind of just make a bold choice and make them remember you. It might not be the quote-unquote right choice, but at least you made a choice, and 9 times out of 10, that's what directors really want to see.
Life's too short to not make a decision, so make the right decision and come to Valencia.
I was going to say a short thing that Bill always says: just show up to any audition. The work is show up. So you show up, the director casts you. So if you are planning to go to audition, do it. Just show up and give the best that you can give.
And guys, I would like to say that I did not pay anybody to say any of these things about Valencia College. All right, guys, we have like 2 minutes left. So first rapid fire is not my normal rapid fire, but really quickly, what theater classes are you taking or have you taken at Valencia College? And just name them off real fast.
Acting 1, acting 2.
Improv.
Script analysis.
Acting 1, script analysis, intro to theater.
Technical theater production.
Opera and musical theater workshops.
Advanced technical theater production.
Dialects.
Oh god.
Oh, intro to theater and technical theater production.
Not too many, all of them. I graduated.
Intro to audio, intro to lighting, intro to multiple technical things.
Directing.
Acting 1 and 2 with Tim Williams.
Awesome. Okay, so moving forward, fill in the blank. Creativity is. Fast.
Awesome.
Freedom.
Magical.
What motivates you the most?
My sphere of influence.
My family.
Change.
Science fiction TV.
My passion.
In one sentence, what does being an artist mean to you?
Making stuff out of garbage, making stuff that's temporary, and making stuff that sometimes means something and sometimes it's just fun.
Being spontaneous and taking chances.
Being empathic.
And what are you deeply grateful for right now?
This opportunity.
Bill.
This cast, this director, and just this entire experience.
All right, guys, and on that, we are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Those of you who are listening, there's just a ton of warmth in this room. Just some amazing humans. Also, there's a lot of people in a tiny room. But really some amazing humans, and I'm really thankful that they got to join us today. Bill Warner sounds like he wants to say something. We have 3 seconds.
Yes. This cast is great. The story is valid. Sorry, just need to take a moment. The story is valid for the validation of the characters that are in it. A young lady, a young person in Oklahoma named Kex is no longer with us. Come see the show. Learn some empathy. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Next. Not Kex. That's another friend.
And it is a blessing to be here at Valencia College. And it's a blessing to be able to experience relevant art that really touches our hearts and our world. So thank you for being an audience. Thank you to the students for bringing such amazing energy and passion and curiosity to this work. Thank you to our directors and local artists for bringing their expertise and insight. And thank you to you who are listening for supporting and engaging with us here at Valencia College. Please join us next week on Embracing the Bold.